We're live, we're live, we're live. What's up, everybody? Brooklyn and the family is back. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody is well. Happy Sunday. We got a great show for y'all today. All right, so we're gonna jump right into it. Let the family say hi. To my right is my beautiful wife, Jazzy.
Hello, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I think you guys would really appreciate this one. Happy Sunday.
All right, next up is my sister, Patty.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show.
All right, next up is my sister, True.
Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Enjoy the
Next,
show.
next up is my brother, Dre.
Hello, everyone. Happy President's Day weekend. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the show and looking forward to it.
All right, let me say hi to a few people before we start. All right, I'm gonna say what's up to Octavia. All right, I'm gonna come down. Okay, we got Dre, we got Patty, we got Vincent. Welcome, Vincent. We got Sharon. Welcome, Shrinking Sharon. All right. So we're gonna jump right into it, because we on a time schedule. All right. So somebody got something on because I hear it. You see, I hear it. All right. So what we talking about today, guys?
Well, today we're talking about Robert Smalls. Patty, you want to lead on?
Yeah, okay. All right, Jazzy, this was a good one. So thanks to Jazzy, she brought this Robert Small to us, and this guy has done a lot. Robert was born in April 5th, in 1836 to a Lydia Polite, who was a slave herself. The slave owner that had them was a Henry McGee. I do believe they were born, or he was born on 511 Prince Beaufort, South Carolina. I think that home is still sitting there.
It is.
Hmm.
Oh, okay, good, good. And he was a favorite of all of the slaves. And this guy, at 12, he was a lamplighter. He was a sea dock person. He was a longshoreman. Some of these things, I'm not even sure what they are. Rigger and a sails maker. He did get married at 17 to a Hannah, and then he had a daughter, and he had a son, which his son died 3 years later. So I do believe his son was about 5 years old at the time that he passed. He did try to buy his freedom. Um, and I think it was like $800. In today's dollar amount is like 23,000 in order to buy your freedom. But this gentleman, as he got older, I'm going to go ahead with Jazzy and let her tell you as he got older.
Well, as he got older, he started working on the ship. And at that time, he was plotting on trying to free himself, his family, and all other crew members that were slaves that worked on that ship. I mean, this man was very intelligent. They always thought that, people that were slaves ran through the woods to try to get away. No, this man, he plotted and he freed himself, his family, and the crew members. So I thought this man was really, really smart. Okay, True, you want to elaborate from there?
Yes, he was. And when he freed himself from slavery, he came back and he told the newspaper and the magazines about the things that he had done. And he later on became a politician. He was a Republican, and he ran
Yes.
for office down there in South Carolina, the seventh district.
Yes.
He was real, yo. This really was a remarkable guy. Trey.
Yes, like the lady said, um, all of this about Robert Smalls is really a lot to tell about his life story. We could do a show on this for the next 4 weeks and still won't be able to go through his whole life story. But I like to give you a brief background on how he came up in slavery. Robert Smalls, he was born during the time frame to where it was almost close to end of slavery. And as he was growing up, he came up in the post antebellum era is what they call it. And that's when not only blacks worked in the field, but they had jobs like house servants, midwives, and preachers and so on. So they just wasn't in the field. So Robert Smalls, of course, his mom was a house servant, and you know, back then, that the plantation owner, they used to like to, they used to like the house servants. And anyway, but Robert Smalls he was half and half. So uh, his days in slavery wasn't like the other slavery children that was coming up at the time. At the age of 12, Robert was so used to living in the big house, which was the plantation house, he didn't really have any idea of what the slaves was really, really going through. So his mom, Lydia, at the time, she wanted to give him a more realistic look at how kids his age was actually coming up on the plantation. So, his mom talked to his dad, Mr. McKee, and she wanted to send him off to another plantation to have him work in the fields like every other young kid at the age of 12 would start working in the fields at that age. You know, not to get off the subject, but kids, young boys at the age of 12, they were put in the field and they really worked hard labor jobs. And pretty much their lifespan back in those days, young boy's lifespan was anywhere between 35 to 45 because of the physical work that they actually had to do back in those days. And the young women, of course, their life expectancy was 40 to 45 years old because they were there to just breed children. So, anyway, Robert Smalls was sent off to another plantation to have a look at how other slaves his age was being treated, and that's what opened his eyes. That's when he first realized that he was actually living as a slave, because uh, when he was on his father's plantation, he was kind of accepted and brought in, and he wasn't treated like a slave. So, in other words, his uh, life fight for freedom started when his mom sent him off to another plantation.
Let
Uh,
me ask you something. So, excuse me. So he didn't know he was a slave.
he had an idea he was a slave, but you got to remember he was a young 12-year-old boy. So the way that he was being brought up, he wasn't treated like the other slaves. He got to live in the big house, which was the plantation house, and he was treated well because of who he was.
So his
Uh,
family owned slaves.
His
Yeah.
family were slaves. His family were slaves, but he didn't realize that he was a slave until his mom sent him off to another plantation to be treated like a regular slave, and that's what opened his eyes up.
Oh,
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
wow,
Mm-hmm.
very
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Yes.
So, Patty, you'd like to elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, from there, what Robert Small wanted to do, keep in mind that Dre just said that he really realized that he was a slave, but he wanted to escape, and he concocted a plan to escape. Before he escaped, he was working on a boat. What was the name of the boat?
Uh, the
Planter.
planters. Uh huh.
Yeah, that was the name of the boat. And he learned everything, how the captain walked, what the signs were to let the boat go through, what was the pathways in order to get into other parts of the world. He learned this from A to B, and he made sure that he understood like the back of his hand. So what he also did was he made arrangements for his family, his wife, his mom, any other enslaved person to get on this boat and to escape. why it's so fascinating about this. Now, this is a boat that is belonging to slave owners, and it's during the war, the Civil War, and he stole this boat right up under their nose in the middle of the night.
Wow.
Hmm.
It was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning,
Mhm.
and they had the family because they allowed the family to come visit the slaves on the boat, and then they took them back. Well, they never really took that family back. They just went on to another boat, and in the middle of the night, he got up, he took the boat, got his family, and went through the canal. Now, keep in mind, as he goes through the canal, he gets to another place. He has to learn how to salute, what are the commands, so that he can get through. And then there was a point that the slaves got nervous. They didn't know if they were going to make it. The women started crying. The men wanted to get off the boat. He was calm, collective, and he flagged that boat right on through. And
Yes, he
by the
did.
by
Yes,
the
he
time
did.
by the time they realize it, we're talking about in the 1800s. There's no
Mhm.
phone that you can pick up. he
So
he
would
was
he kept
long
freeing
gone.
all the slaves, or he just freed a few slaves?
Just
It
a few slaves, the ones that
So he
were
was
kind of
going.
close to
Yeah, I
him.
thought he was
Right, that
going
was
back and
working on the
the
forth.
boat. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yes,
yeah, that were
yes. So
working on the boat, and he freed their wives or any children that those people may or may not have. All
Wow,
Yeah.
right, Jazzy, you want to go from there?
that's crazy.
right. Well, before that, when his mom sent, they wanted to send him someplace else. He was working, and he was making $1 a week, and that dollar a week was going to the master, the slave master. So
Right.
isn't that
$1
crazy?
a week.
Yeah, a
Right.
dollar a week, and the
Dollar a
money
week.
that he was making was going straight to the slave master.
Right.
So
Right.
he was working very, really hard, and this money went straight to him.
Wow.
So I mean, this man was very smart, even
Yes.
though he didn't have an education, couldn't read or write, but
Right.
he was very smart to get these people out of there free. And then what was crazy about it, he wore the uniform and wore the straw hat
Hmm.
that the captain wore, and he knew how to make those
Right.
signs to get past. But
Yeah.
mind you, they also uh, got guns and ammunitions, and
Mhm.
they took it on the other side.
Right.
So when they got over there, finally got over there, they gave this stuff to the other people that were in the war. So that
Right.
helped them also.
Hmm. Right. That's true.
Yes, so very smart, intelligent man. You know, they
Right.
were saying he was very smart. The
Right.
other captains from the other place were saying he was a very smart man. In order to, get that through, to
Right.
get those people to freedom,
Hmm.
and I mean, he did a lot. He did a lot, and
He
this is
did.
somebody that I've never heard of. Came across, but I've never heard of him. So
Right.
it's a lot of people have done a lot of things back in the 1800s.
That's true.
A
Hmm.
So
lot of black people. So
just
we.
to elaborate on that,
Mm-hmm.
to tell you how smart he was, like you said, Jazzy, uh, the captain of the boat of the planter's boat, which the guy name was Captain Riley. Captain Riley was a cousin to Henry McKee, which that was Robert Small's dad. So these are some of the skills that he learned coming up, uh, on the plantation that he kind of grew up on. And when his mom saw the way that he was being treated, he didn't go to school, but he was being educated by the other white members in the household,
Right.
uh, to make it was kind of funny to me the way it ended up happening. I think everything led up, and it was just right at the right time that when he wanted to escape, he had all the skills to do it because Captain Riley taught him everything. As a wheelman, as you would call it, because they couldn't call them pilots back in those days. Blacks was known as wheelman, but basically he was uh, doing a lot of the duties that a captain would do, and that's how he knew all the signs for when it was time to escape. So he used his dad's side of the family to educate himself uh, when he was old enough to escape the way that he did, and it was actually pretty. It was pretty brilliant the way he did it. I don't think he really wanted to escape until his mom sent him to that other plantation, and he said, "Hey, you know what? I'm living in slavery, and it's hard times, and I can't see uh, my black people getting anywhere unless we become free." And
Mm-hmm.
pretty much at the age of 17 is when he pretty much set it in motion and said, "Hey, I'm going to escape because I have all the tools to do it. They trained me how to do everything." So pretty much that's what led to him escaping Bruford, South Carolina. So
That's crazy.
yeah, it is crazy. And he was smart enough
Mhm.
to get through uh uh the Confederate boundaries in in the Atlantic that he was traveling through to get over to the Union side, which basically those guys, they believed in freedom, but he gave up the boat planters and the ammunition, and that was a smart way to do it because
Yes.
Yep.
you know
Mm-hmm.
these guys would have got shot and killed if they wasn't giving up anything, but he knew better, and that's how they accepted him in Charleston, South Carolina, and after that, Robert Small's life just took off, and he achieved a lot of things back then that a young Black American, wouldn't even dream about back in those days.
Let me
So
ask you something.
Right, but you got to remember when he was on that boat, they put up a white sheet to let
they
them
did,
know. Yes,
they
they
did,
did. Yes,
yep,
they
Mhm.
they
did.
did.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Smart man.
So,
Very
so
smart.
he never got caught.
No, he
No,
never
No,
got
he never
caught.
got caught. He
no.
never got caught.
So,
He
so,
was
so
he was
once he left, that was it.
and once he left, that was it. I think he was one of the blessed ones because they say he could pass for, he could be one of the slaves that could pass for, as a white person back
Oh,
in
okay.
those
Yeah,
days.
he was
So he
very like,
used that every bit. Yep.
Oh,
hmm
really?
Okay.
Didn't
Hmm.
know
yeah,
that.
Wow,
yeah, yeah.
that's crazy.
But but
What
also
year was this?
Hmm?
What year was
uh
this?
This was May.
18.
1839.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Wow,
1800s. Yep.
Yeah.
y'all
Yeah.
went back into the archives.
Well,
Yes.
Jazzy.
see
See,
Wow.
this
I learned a lot on this one.
Yeah,
this
y'all went to the
man this
archives. This is
this
something
man
else,
was
man.
also a very shrewd businessman
Yep.
also.
Yep.
Yes.
That's
He
true.
Right.
went back
Was he?
after the Civil
He was a
War. He went
politician, right?
Yes.
He was a businessman also. Go ahead,
right,
Drew.
but
Yes.
after the Civil War, he went back and he purchased the master's home that he
Yes,
was
he
raised
did.
in,
Mm-hmm.
and his
Wow.
mother also lived in there, and he also brought some other properties which he turned into used it as a school for African American children.
Yes.
He
Wow.
And
allowed,
and
and
And he
then
had a store.
on top of that, when he passed, he allowed the slave owner's wife to move back into
Yep.
that house
until she died. Yes.
Yep.
till she died. He
Yes.
this was one remarkable man.
Yes, I agree. I agree, True.
Used mother with sense because he didn't learn how to read and write till much later on in
And
life.
in
He
life.
accomplished all this before he could read and write.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And then when he was before that, he was trying to uh, you know, s- free them, and it cost $800 to free them. But in our time it was 23,000. So he
Mhm.
only was able to save 100, and it would have took him decades to get that $800. So
Oh,
that's why he figured, let's get out of here. Let me get out of here and try to free my people and the
Yo, a
people that
dollar
work
a
for.
week. Come on.
Yes, yes.
He would have never got out.
He wouldn't have never got out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he was making $10 a week, but they took
Oh, 10
nine
a
of
week.
it.
Right.
Hmm.
They took
I
right.
was
Really?
That's what I'm
making
saying.
dollars. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
That's
Same
why
thing.
Well,
he only made $1 a week because they
right. He
took
made
nine.
And
right, because
how
they
can you
took
can
nine of it.
survive off a dollar?
You can't.
Back then, $1 was a lot of money.
Yeah,
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 A
Yeah.
you
lot of
talking
money.
18th century. So yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
So he
Paper candy
accomplished a
wasn't
lot.
thought of then.
He
It was
accomplished a
it was free
lot.
candy then.
And then he became a House of Representative. So he became a congressman. And what was ironic, he was a member for the 44th, 45th, 47th, 48th, and 49th U.S. Congress. I don't think they do that today, do they? You can only
No,
be,
Not
No.
sure.
okay. Yeah. I found that to be kind of fascinating how
Oh,
many
it
yes,
was.
districts he had. I was like, wow.
Wow.
And
So
like you said, Jazzy, he didn't learn how to read and write until he was really up in age,
mhm,
as far as that was concerned. And he built a school so that he could teach blacks how to read and write. And I think he
mhm,
hired someone to teach him.
he did. He
yes,
did, and he married her. He
Right.
married.
Oh,
yes,
She
Right.
was a school teacher. He married her after
yeah.
his
yeah. That
first
was
wife
the
died. Yes,
yes, that was the second wife.
Y'all
that was
did
his
your
second wife.
homework.
Well,
Yes.
this was very interesting. I
Wow.
like history, so thank you,
Uh,
Jazzy. That
yes, I
was a
love
good
it.
Yes,
one.
that was great.
Yes, I mean, and as Dre said, we would be doing this for a whole entire week and still wouldn't get everything done because it's so much information on him.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
So
That's true.
Yes,
guys, if you're interested, you just Wikipedia, put in his name. It's a lot of information there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
yes,
crazy.
Yeah. I
That's
also
very
wanted.
interesting. For sure.
Yeah, it is. I wanted to mention that they were, Amazon Studios is developing a film.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
called Stillaway, and
yes,
Oh,
it's gonna be about his Robert Small's daring escape that he started in 1862. So
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be a pretty good movie.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
yes.
Charles Burnett is gonna direct this movie, and he's known for that movie To Sleep with Anger, and
Mhm.
he also had a play in the movie Us as well. So I think this is gonna be a pretty good movie about Robert Smalls coming up here.
Yes,
wow.
it is. Yes, it
Yeah,
Yes,
is.
you
it
know he,
is.
you know he must be incredible if they're making a movie out of it.
Oh, absolutely,
Oh, he's phenomenal.
From
absolutely.
what I heard so far, yeah, he is.
Right. So that's why it's
Definitely
from
is.
slavery to representative.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Isn't that something? That is
yeah, it
Yep.
is.
something.
I want to
Yeah.
shout out to Penn. What's up, Penn? Glad,
And he
appreciate
was a
you blessing the life.
Republican the whole
What's
time.
up, Pen?
Yes, yes.
He was.
That's the other part that got me. It was like, what? He's a Republican?
That's what I'm
Um,
saying.
but back then, that's what
A
African
majority of them
Americans were.
were Republicans.
Yeah,
Right.
we were.
That's
Right.
his choice. So
Right. We were back then. They
Yeah.
switched it around, but we were back then. And also, this man was great. He was great. He was
Yeah.
great in what he did.
Oh, the amount of honors that'll take almost a week to do. All
Yes.
the honors and things that he accomplished.
Right.
Him and Bessie was something else.
that's
Right.
why I love Black History Month because we
Right.
get to hear, stories like this. Um, I knew nothing about this guy.
Mm,
From what I'm hearing, he did a lot of great things, free slaves and stuff like that.
mm,
That's a great achievement.
right.
When you can do stuff like that, help other people and stuff like that. So
Right.
yeah,
Well, yeah.
Right. Because excuse me, he also got Abraham Lincoln to let blacks into the war.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
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 Yes.
That's true. I wanted to bring that up. And he also made in the rankings. He also went up as to first star general
yeah,
in the
in the
war.
Navy.
No,
He
yeah,
was
in the war. So
mhm.
Yes.
he worked his way all the way up, and he fought for his country like other black soldiers did back in the day. But he was one of the first to become an officer in the military
Yes.
during that time frame.
Right.
Yeah, they didn't want to let him into the Navy, and he wrote a letter, and he got in.
And he got in
Yep.
absolutely.
Yep.
So this man was
what's up,
fantastic.
SP?
Fantastic,
What's up,
guys.
SP?
Say
Fantastic.
this is very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, it says that he died of malaria and diabetes
Yes, he
at the
did.
Yes,
age of 75.
Yes, he did.
he lived a blessed life.
Yes, he
Yes, he
Right.
did.
did.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
like you lady said, following the post-war Smalls he continued to push the boundaries of freedom because that's really what he stood for first generation black uh, people. So, he continued this, and like you said, he was able to befriend Abraham Lincoln at the time. Abraham Lincoln, uh, of course, as you know, he was in office when they considered all the slaves free, which was in the South, which I believe was in 1872, which is considered Juneteenth. You
Right.
know,
Mhm.
uh, Robert Smalls fought for a lot of that, and before he died, um, they reconstructed and revised the Constitution in 1895 that stripped blacks of their voting rights. And
Hmm.
he lived to see the coming of the what we call Jim Crow laws, and that took us into the
Mhm.
late '60s. So you
Yeah.
Yes.
know he continued to fight, and he continued to advocate for black people until the day he died.
Yes, he did.
Absolutely.
Wow, it's amazing.
Absolutely. Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely
Amazing.
amazing.
Amazing person. Yes. And as we stated, there's a whole lot more on him. You can look
Yeah.
it up. You can look it up. I mean, fantastic.
Y'all did a great job on him. Y'all had this thing down pat.
Mhm.
Yeah, the ladies always come with it.
Yeah.
I congratulate Jazzy on finding this Robert Smalls because I didn't know anything about him, and it
Thanks.
was eye opening for me. And Patty, you
Yes.
did a good job. True, you always do a good job, and blessed to be on the panel with you, ladies, every other Sunday.
Yep.
Yes.
Same.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Thank
Dre.
you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Same
Dre.
at you.
Appreciate
Back
that.
at you.
Back
Hmm.
Yeah.
at you. Absolutely.
I love coming on. I look forward for these type of shows because, like I said, it's educational. We
Yes.
Yeah.
ladies do this time after time.
Yeah.
I know it's not tech talk and stuff like that, but I love this type of stuff. I love to hear about things that I never heard about.
Yes.
So I like.
Yes.
I hope
Our
y'all
black
continue
people
to
did a
do
lot back then. They did a lot.
Yeah.
It's just that
a lot.
we weren't taught it, but they did
Yes.
absolutely a
Yes.
lot.
Yes.
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 Yeah, you see everybody saying they had to read up on it. It's going fast. See, Vincent, great info,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, real nice.
S- Um yeah,
I
so
guess we're gonna wrap it up, right?
yeah,
Yes.
we summed it up. I mean,
Yeah,
Yes, we
sum
did.
because
it
it is a lot of info on him. So
yeah. Well, I want
yeah.
to mention one thing before we go. All right. Um, I was on Shrink and Sharon show the other Friday, and they were showing a missing person. So I'm just gonna show y'all the person that's missing and whatnot. Let me bring it up real quick so y'all can see it before we end the show because we don't mind helping anyone. All right, so this is the person that's missing. Shrink and Sharon did a show on him Friday. His name is Daniel
Robinson,
Robinson, right? He been missing since June 23rd, 2021. So they asking for people if anybody have any information or they trying to find him. I guess they need a donation or whatever for the help find him or whatever. But this is the information here. The link for this is in my Telegram group. So if y'all want to help out, finding him or whatnot, I'm pretty sure we appreciate it, and I'm pretty sure that they will appreciate it. I don't know nothing about him, so I can't speak but so much about him. But when a person is missing, he's missing, regardless. I know how that feel because we had a family member missing also.
Right,
So
right.
that's why I said, well, I'm gonna show it, and if y'all want to help out, you know, the family appreciate it, and I'm pretty sure they'll appreciate it. I can't elaborate on it, but so much. Like I said, I don't know him or know the situation. I only going by what I read. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? So,
right, right.
Right.
Hey, I wanted to say something too, Brooklyn, if you don't mind.
yeah, yeah,
So, uh, I'm glad you brought this. You know, you was able to speak about Mr. Robertson here. I just wanted to let people know the job that he was doing, the surveying, the genealogist job that he was doing. That's a very dangerous job. These guys go out in remote rural areas where there's really no communication at times, and you never know what could have happened to Mr. David Robinson. So um, you know, you just got to remember the type of job that he's doing. Very dangerous job, and I'm hoping they find him healthy and safe. And I'm glad you was able to bring this to the forefront, Brooklyn, and
yeah.
Shrink and
You
Sharon.
know,
You guys did a good job as well.
yeah, absolutely. Y'all know I don't mind helping out. This is what the family do.
Right, because
We-
we are going to start doing, excuse me, Brooklyn, I'm sorry. We are going to start doing missing. So, I mean, if anybody have a family member that's missing and send us the information on it, we may be able to put it up, so other people can see. What do you guys think?
I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah,
I think be
yeah,
good, Jazz.
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah,
Good.
absolutely. We're definitely going to be doing mission, so that's why we started with this one here. I told Trinket Sharon I will mention it, and like I said, you can check the Telegram group for more information. If you want to help out, like I said, the family appreciate it, and I'm pretty sure that his family will appreciate it. So we're gonna leave it like that. So Octavia says, yeah, this is very sad about a young man. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is very sad with anyone that disappear. We
Yes,
we know how I feel.
absolutely.
We came on before Christmas, Jazzy, was it? Before Christmas,
Uh,
right?
before,
November.
yeah, November. Yeah,
We had a missing relative. So we know how this feels to have a missing relative.
yes.
Don't take this lightly. You know, um, if y'all can help out, help out. This is what we do here. If even if y'all have a missing person, like Jadji said, a family member, and y'all need our help, just hit us up in the Telegram group, and we will help you out the best we can. Because Jadji has some knowledge on how to find people. You know, if you need help, join the Telegram group, and we'll try to help you the best we can. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up. All right. Let me see. Shrinker Sharon said something. Let me post what she
Yeah,
said.
yeah,
Yes, yes,
yes.
yes, Sharon. You know I was gonna do this, so yeah, we don't mind helping no one. All right,
Okay,
so
yeah, right.
yeah, Jazzy.
So Octavia, she said she's gonna she said awesome show. She have to look Mr. Smalls up because she never heard of him. Absolutely. That's the thing.
Yes,
We
yes,
a
yes.
lot of stuff that our black folks did was never taught about. So
Yes, Sharon. I got your information in the Telegram group. I read up on it and whatnot, so I figured that's why I posted here, so everybody can see the article and they can go on the Telegram group if they need any more information other than what we presented. They could read up on it and from there. All right. So we're gonna wrap it up. All right. It's always a pleasure being on the platform with y'all week after week, all the time. Y'all do a great job. I gotta salute my family because to me, y'all the best. Y'all come to bat for anyone, and that's what it's about. Coming to bat for anyone, and I appreciate y'all. All right,
thank you, Brooklyn.
you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up, right, Jazzy?
Yes.
Octavia said something before we go.
Okay. She said, yeah, her sister is still missing. We need help each other when our loved one goes missing. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Octavia, you can, you're in our Telegram group. Shoot us a
Yeah.
message, and Jazzy got some information that'll help anyone.
Yeah.
That'll help anyone. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. or whatnot. And these people, they get on the case.
They
But
get on the case. Absolutely.
yes, they
They
get
do.
on the case and it's free. So yeah, Octavia, reach out to us. We'll send you the information. You know, we can't promise you nothing, but we can help you. All right. The best we can.
So Sharon said she's going to do another show on Daniel Robinson.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. 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 All
Okay,
right.
great.
So we're gonna wrap it up, everyone. We appreciate everybody coming to check out Brooklyn and the Family week after week. All right. And I want to thank all the new subscribers we got, people that watch the channel. I know everybody, on different time zones and whatnot, but we appreciate each and every one of y'all. All right. So we're going to wrap it up. To my right is my beautiful wife, Jazzy.
Thank you guys for coming out and supporting Brooklyn and the Family. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Have a great day.
All right. Next up is my sister, Patty.
Hey, thanks everyone. I learned something new about history, so great show. Thank you.
All right. Next up is my brother, Dre.
I want to thank everyone for coming out to the show today, and hopefully everyone enjoyed the show. And I really like doing the Black History uh, biographies uh, when we do them. And thank everyone for their support, and we'll talk to you next time.
All right. Next up is my sister, True.
Grapevine, Jazzy, and Patty, and everybody enjoy your week.
All right. So, with that said, for those who don't know me, my name is Brooklyn Cutters, and I'm here today with my family. Everybody be safe, and we will see y'all on the next show. Brooklyn and the Family is out.
Peace.
Good night.